always felt the need to change, but have now accepted and learned to embrace?
Honestly, growing up, I've always been super straightforward, and I think for most people, that kind of scares them. Um, and it's always been a struggle for me to like balance that out because I didn't know whether or not I was being too much. Because sometimes I was told that I was too much, and then I regress and be like, okay, let me do what they want me to do. But then that didn't feel too right to me, and it was a constant back and forth. But eventually, after some falling outs and like losing friends and then growing up, I feel as if I don't need to do that anymore just because if you're in a circle where you're accepted, that doesn't really come across in your head anymore and you're encouraged to be yourself. And that's where I'm policing myself. I purposely choose people who want me to be there and in a way that's been helping me embrace myself. And I'm very thankful that I found these people and that I have support from them.
Was there a specific moment that made you have this epiphany?
I don't think there was a specific moment. I just feel like I grew up and that I guess really the realization of I don't have to cater to anyone else but myself. And I've always lived life where I was, I guess, focusing on what feels right for me. And I'm the type of person that if you were to force me into a box, I will do anything and everything that I can to get out of it because it's just not where I'm comfortable and it doesn't feel right to me.
When in your life have you felt the most alone? Do you still feel this way? If not, what changed that?
I have a bad, I guess, pattern of avoidance, and I think that comes into play when I'm feeling alone because when I'm going through some stuff, I tend to shut everyone out and everything out. I ghost. I just choose not to reply. I just get into a sense of like spiraling almost. And then it's hard for me to get out because I don't want anyone to come talk to me or come bother me because I feel like I'm bothering them and that I'm just making everything worse. It's something that I'm working on for sure, and therapy's been helping with that. And I've had like certain realizations through talking with my therapist why these things occur. But I don't think I'm at a point where I can get out of it yet, just because I feel it's very comfortable for me. And where that comfort is doesn't necessarily mean that it's healthy, but since it's comfortable, that's what I gravitate towards. And it kind of sucks because it's just been an ongoing thing from, I guess, when it's just been ongoing since I can remember. So yeah.
Is there anything that your therapist made you realize?
She made me think about how I was when I was a child and what had happened when I got in trouble. Um, and then I thought back to it and realized that there were certain things that my mom did which made me feel like going into a box was my safe place, even though I didn't want to be there. So I've been repeating this cycle and going into that box of not letting anyone come close to me or be around me or talk to me or deal with me because that's what happened during my childhood. Yeah.
Have you ever lost yourself?
I lost myself really bad during a relationship that I had a couple years ago. This person basically just walked all over me, and it's so weird because it's hypocritical of me too, because I'm usually not the person to be walked over. Like, I stand up for myself, but I kind of let all of that slide during that relationship, and it hurt a lot. And coming out of that, I was just realizing I never wanted to be in that space again. It felt as if there were two entities almost. One of them was myself, And it was me trying to comfort myself and talking to myself and seeing how hurt I was, how alone I was, how much I was going through. And I was saying sorry to myself because I let these things happen. And I figured later on that I never want to be in that place again.
Is there anything that you can say to someone who is starting to lose themselves? What is something that they can start with?
It's going to be hard because you're going to want to regress and not reach out to anyone, but I think that's where you should start. And I guess being aware of it, that it's happening, and then talking to someone who you trust and who you know is not going to judge you and will be there to listen to you and doesn't have to give you advice or anything, but just knowing that they're there as your support. I feel like those who are starting to lose themselves need to lean in to those friends more. And it doesn't even have to be friends, even if you're journaling, as long as you're aware of it. That's where it starts.